Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about the reasons why people fall for cults, false religion, and false Christianity. And I'm just going to be sharing three main points as to the main reason I see from my experience coming from one of those kind of churches as to why I see people falling for these kind of things. Okay, so the very first one is ignorance of what the Bible says, and also uncertainty, like ignorance slash uncertainty of what the Bible actually says. The Bible says that my people, perish for lack of knowledge. They don't know the word. So lots of people do not know what the Bible actually says. For a lot of Nigerian Christians, you were just born into Christianity. So a lot of people keep saying that, oh, I was born a Christian. There's no one that's born a Christian. There's no such thing as born a Christian. You're born in a Christian family, but doesn't mean that you were born a Christian. You have to become a Christian on your own. So a lot of people that are in this category of people that just believe that because they were born in a Christian family, they're automatically a Christian. They are very, very easily deceived by people that come and spin lies, because to be honest, their claim on Christianity is really just founded on their parents' beliefs and their family beliefs, as opposed to having their own personal conviction through studying the word for themselves to know what the word actually says or what the religion is even actually about. So that's the number one thing. And then also uncertainty. This refers to people that know something about Christianity, they know something about the Bible, but they're not very sure. And when you're not very sure what the word says, you can be easily swayed and deceived. It's just like in the Garden of Eden when the devil came to Eve and asked her that, has the Lord indeed said that you shall not eat from this tree? And she was not really sure, like, well, he said we should not touch it, we should not. She added more things to it than he said. And since she was already showing that sign of uncertainty as to what God has said, he now gave her his own lies, and she believed that one, that, oh no, he told you that because he wants, doesn't want you to be like him, and he knows that the day that you be like, you eat of the tree, you become like him and everything. That was not told to her, but she believed the lie because obviously she was not sure of what the Bible says. Oh, sorry, she was not sure of what God had said, and also she was not even sure of the personality of God and the character of God. So when you're uncertain about what God has said or who God is, trust me, the devil will give you something else to believe. And I've seen this happen over and over again. And one of the I would say people that really helped me with regards to certainty is John MacArthur. I love the way that he preaches with so much certainty, and that really encouraged me to go and study the word for myself and be sure. So if you're not sure of what God says or what the truth is, you need to go by yourself and study until you're sure of what he says for yourself. So that certainty, no one can really give it to you. No one can, force you to be sure of of what the whole religion is about. So you have to be sure by yourself and know that this is who Christ is. This is what the Bible says about him. Because if you're not sure, trust me, the uncertainty is very easy to smell out and you'll be taken advantage of. So that's the very first one. The second one is emotional manipulation slash half truths. Right, so a lot of these false churches, a lot of these prosperity churches, a lot of these cults, what they do is that they give you half truths. Right, so the devil knows us very, very well. I mean, he's very, very wise, and he knows, and he has studied in the human race so well that he knows us that if you paint it completely black, people will most likely run away. So he will throw in some truths, and obviously he will hide the lie in like sprinkles of truth. This is what he has always done all throughout the Bible. We see it over and over again. We see it in the temptation of Christ, where he went to tempt Christ, and obviously he quoted the Bible for him, and obviously covered it in a lie and wanted to tempt him into sin against God, right? So it's the same thing. Most of these churches will tell you, for example, now let me just use my previous church, the BCS. The leader actually always talks about love one another, love your neighbor, don't harm anybody, let's all live in peace and harmony. So you hear this kind of things. And a lot of people that are easily moved by emotional, are like, this man must be such a, of course he is the Christ that has returned, because he's teaching love, would the devil come and teach you love? Right? So they use this kind of tactics to kind of slide in the lie underneath. And you see that in a lot of prosperity churches as well, where, for 90% of the time, they're talking about how, Christ came to come and give you money, and how you're going to be a billionaire if you just sow seeds and then you do this and then you make money from here and this and that. And then once in a while they'll slide in some good motivational talk of how it's good to be good and how you should not beat up your wife and how you should do this and how you should live like this and live like that. And people that in this kind of churches are, I've been there myself. So you always end up saying, well, today the sermon was okay. At least he said this. At least I can pick this and that out of the what he said and all of that. They try to sieve through the mess. And the honest truth is that it's false religion. Like, it is false religion. If you have to use the truth to quote the lies, it's false religion, right? So that's the second one. And the third one is desperation. And I see this more in all these weird cults and all these deliverance houses. A lot of people that are drawn to things like this are drawn to it out of desperation. And most of these people, they promise you deliverance from sickness, from poverty. And Nigeria is a very, very poor nation. And you have a lot of people that are struggling. And especially when it comes to do with health, like, it's very, very easy for people to fall for things like this. Like, for my parents, for example, when they joined the church, it was as a result of their children's illness. We were all ill. I think all four of us, we were just four at the time, and we were just persistently ill. Like, it was unexplainable. I actually have some vague memory of the illness that was just persistent in our family, and we're just constantly in the hospital, all four children. So someone actually told them that they should go to this church and all the problems would be solved. And they went there, and what do you know? The sickness disappeared, according to them, although we don't really have that kind of, we are not ill like we used to be before. So I really can't say much about that. So so it's things like this that draw people to false religion and promises of, and that's just one case. A lot of people join these churches and they're never healed from whatever they are healed. They were, they went there for, or they never make any money that is promised to them. But it's like a Ponzi scheme. Like, oh, don't worry, it's because you don't have enough faith, you have not invested enough, you have not done this, you have not done that. That's like a Ponzi scheme, and they actually keep on investing and waiting, and then some people just think, but I can't live now. I've spent all this while. Just hold on a bit, hold on, and then they end up spending years in these false churches, in these cults, and they wake up. I don't know. By God's grace, they are able to wake up and leave. And God is able to save them from the delusion and the lies. So those are the three main reasons that I know that people fall for cults, that fall for this kind of cults. Because I know a lot of people wonder, like, how would someone who is educated, you'll be surprised, a lot of people in these cults and these fake churches and all that are actually very smart people. So that just shows that it's not even about your wisdom. You're not smart enough to outsmart the wiles of the evil one. Seriously, it takes the grace of God. It takes faith in the right thing to kind of save us and to protect you. Which is why the Bible says, guard your mind, guard your heart. Because it's so easy. The heart is so easily deceived. The heart it deceives itself. So it's already difficult. So a lot of people that you see in these places, they're actually very smart people, well accomplished, well educated, and all that, and yet they are in this. They are swayed by this false religion or false belief. So those are the three main things that I believe influences people to fall for places like this. I hope this video was helpful, and leave me a comment below if it was, and share.